They've definitely changed. Freshman year, I was looking particularly and specifically at buildings, and I was fascinated by the architectural styles of it and how buildings are supported or um, how does a bridge impact the wind current of a building and these very technical things. And I think as I progressed through my education, one, I learned more, and two, I wanted to do more. And so now I'm more interested in the economic development of a space. How does gentrification play into the roles of civil engineers? How do public policy affect the work that we do? And so there's an interesting tie between buildings themselves and the greater impact on the community. And so for me, I want to do things that are related to data management or community organization, but also climate justice and figuring out how can we make places better, how can we get clean water to people, how can we make places healthier for people. And so kind of those big world problems are what I want to eventually work towards.
I think initially when I came to Purdue, I knew that I was going to major in civil engineering. That was my goal. But I was kind of interested in architecture as well. And when I got here, I knew that civil had an emphasis area for architectural, but I didn't really realize at the time that it was more like HVAC and building envelopes versus design. So after I got my first internship, that's kind of when I really decided my emphasis area. So just as I've gone through classes and gotten experience and been able to have my internship, I realized that I was more interested in construction than architectural, especially based on like what Purdue has available.
It's one of those things of as I've moved farther up, specifically relating to civil, as I've moved farther up and like gained more knowledge, I realized how much is going on that like you don't necessarily see. So like as a sophomore, I was like, we aren't doing enough to do climate change. But then as I've gone through my sophomore year and now my junior year, I'm seeing like being able to like just even see some of what the faculty only at Purdue is doing with regards to climate change and infrastructure and all of that, and being able to have the luxury of going to several banquets where I get to meet with some alumni and getting to talk with them about what's going on, like actually within the industries. You see, there's a lot more going on than undergraduate student could ever know. So it's more shifting of like being prepared for being prepared for anything that could happen, which I think the civil engineering program does here at Purdue does a phenomenal job of just laying out a great foundation between structures. I've taken geotech, materials. So they like laying out the foundation and then being able to build on that, whatever house I need to build on that is kind of the way it's changed of more of like instead of having a specific idea, being more like ready to be adaptable and adjust to whatever I need to do within the industry, which again, I think the program here at Purdue does phenomenally.
Actually, I think they have. My first career goal when coming into civil was to build a skyscraper. I thought that's what I want to do. I want to build skyscrapers. I want to build the biggest buildings in cities that people can look at and marvel for years to come. But now I think, especially with picking up my sustainable engineering minor, I think my focus or career goal has become into how can we create better sustainability? How can we make buildings more sustainable? I think that is something that I'm more focused on now, and I want to make things more sustainable in the future.